Welcome to Gunners Updates, your go-to destination for everything related to Arsenal Football Club, from breaking news to transfer rumors and in-depth analysis of the squad's future. Every transfer window brings along a unique level of anticipation, excitement, and speculation, and Arsenal's name is always among the most talked about in world football. The Gunners have been very active in recent markets, consistently strengthening key areas of the squad with the goal of returning to Premier League glory and competing strongly in the Champions League. This past summer alone, Mikel Arteta oversaw the arrival of exciting new talents such as Eberechi and Noni Madueke, both players brought in to enhance the creativity and sharpness of the attack. Arsenal also made headlines with the signing of Viktor Gyökeres, a prolific forward who gives the team additional firepower in front of goal. But the question that lingers in fans' minds is whether Arsenal are already planning their next big move, one that could further elevate the squad's attacking quality. According to former forward and now pundit Stan Collymore, Arsenal may be eyeing Aston Villa's rising star Morgan Rodgers as a potential target. At only 23 years of age, Rodgers has been one of Aston Villa's standout performers and is quickly becoming a player that top clubs are monitoring closely. So, what makes Rodgers such a special talent, and why are big clubs like Arsenal expected to line up for his signature? To answer that, let's look at his journey so far. Rodgers joined Aston Villa from Middlesbrough during the winter window of 2024. While that was just the beginning of his career at Villa Park, his first full season under Unai Emery was nothing short of outstanding. He showcased maturity, composure, and technical ability, finishing the campaign with 14 goals and 13 assists in all competitions. Those numbers are impressive for a player still in the early stages of his development at the top level, and naturally, they caught the attention of many big clubs. However, it was Collymore's comments that intensified the Arsenal link, as he strongly believes that if Rodgers continues his growth and adds more goals to his game, the Gunners could be first in line for him next summer. To understand the weight of this potential move, we need to consider Arsenal's current attacking department. The recent acquisitions of Madueke, and Gyökeres have already added different dimensions to Arteta's tactical options. Combined with Bukayo Saka, Arsenal's golden boy who continues to shine as one of the best young players in the world, the attack is already looking like one of the strongest in the Premier League. Adding Rodgers to this mix would give Arsenal even more versatility and unpredictability. His ability to play in multiple positions is what makes him especially attractive to a manager like Arteta, who values tactical flexibility. Rodgers is naturally a central attacking midfielder, comfortable in the number 10 role where he links play and creates chances, but he is equally dangerous when deployed on the left wing, cutting inside to use his pace and technique. He can even fill in on the right side when needed. Imagine an Arsenal front line with Saka on the right, Gyökeres as the striker, pulling strings behind, and Rodgers on the left. The creativity, movement, and scoring potential in such a setup could overwhelm almost any defense in Europe. But the situation is not so straightforward. Aston Villa are in no rush to sell their young star. Rodgers is currently valued at around £48 million and has 5 years remaining on his contract, which gives Villa a strong negotiating position. Emery has ambitions of pushing Villa into consistent Champions League qualification, and losing a player of Rodgers' caliber could derail those plans. Unless Arsenal or any other club make an irresistible offer, Villa will hold firm. However, football changes quickly. If Rodgers continues to produce double-digit goals and assists, the pressure on Villa may grow, especially as bigger clubs like Manchester United, Liverpool, and even Manchester City, where Rodgers spent part of his youth career, could join the race. For Arsenal, the possibility of signing Rodgers is about more than just adding another player. It is about long-term squad building. Arteta has already shown how he can develop young talents into world-class performers, with examples like Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard. Rodgers could benefit immensely from such an environment. At 23, he has time on his side, and moving to a club with Champions League exposure would help him test himself against Europe's elite. Of course, the competition for his signature will be intense, and Arsenal will need to act decisively if they truly want him. Spending £50 million on Rodgers would not be beyond Arsenal's reach, considering the investments they've already made in players like Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Would Rodgers walk straight into Arsenal's starting 11? That remains debatable. While he is a key player at Aston Villa, at Arsenal he would face competition from Eze, Martinelli, and Odegaard in similar areas of the pitch. His versatility, however, could ensure regular minutes across different competitions, making him an invaluable option in a squad competing on multiple fronts. For fans, a signing like Rodgers would symbolize ambition and progress, reinforcing the belief that Arsenal are building not just for the present, but for the future as well. And it's not just Rodgers making headlines around Arsenal. Other transfer stories are shaping up, such as Jakub Kiwier's uncertain future. The Polish defender has been linked with a move to FC Porto, who see him as an ideal addition to their defense. Kiwier, known for his ability to play both as a centre-back and a left-back, faces tough competition at Arsenal with Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, and Tomiyasu all ahead of him in the pecking order. Porto are pushing for a loan deal with an obligation to buy, but Arsenal are demanding closer to €35 million in a permanent arrangement, highlighting once again the club's firm stance in the transfer market. Whether Arsenal keep Kiwier for depth or sell him for funds, this saga is another example of the delicate balance between maintaining a competitive squad and making smart business decisions. Meanwhile, Reiss Nelson is another name making transfer waves. Linked with a potential loan return to Fulham, where he previously impressed, Nelson's situation reflects Arsenal's broader strategy of player development. While talented, Nelson has struggled for consistent game time and fitness at Arsenal, but a loan move could reignite his career, giving him regular minutes in the Premier League. Fulham, who already know his qualities, see him as a perfect fit for Marco Silva's system. For Arsenal, loaning him out makes sense. It keeps him developing while freeing up space in the squad. Fans are left wondering whether this is a temporary step or the beginning of a permanent move away. Then there's Rodrygo's story, adding another layer of intrigue. The Brazilian forward has been struggling for minutes at Real Madrid under Xabi Alonso, raising doubts about his immediate future. With his national team place also under threat due to lack of playing time, speculation has grown that a loan move to a club like Arsenal could revive his career. At Arsenal, Rodrygo could find regular football, especially competing for a left-wing spot, while also adding depth to a team already packed with attacking talent.